The summer event is here. Let's begin. I'm gonna quickly brush over everything that we got last week, guys. Last week we got Season 27 that gave us the S Tier skin for operating a Basilisa, along with 2 A Tier skins, 1 for Clerk and also 1 for Forward. It also brought along the new Logic Path that gave us the new Coordinator A Tier skin. Of course, people haven't got yet, but they do need to kind of grind a little bit to be able to get it. And it brought along a B Tier accessory for her called Heart Fan, a portrait and a portrait frame. It also brought along the new Rank Essence that brought along the S Tier accessory Mechanical Butterfly for Toy Merchant, the Sunshine Doll for Geisha that is an A Tier, and the Stamp Album that's also an A Tier for Postman. How can we forget the new Hunter was also released with the recent patch, and that was the Hunter Sangria. There was a little change as far as I could tell between test server to live server. It was a small nerf to her actually as far as I could tell. Maybe there was another change, but I couldn't see any other ones. The change that they made was they made it so that her movement speed increase when she jumps to a new shadow was reduced from 60% for 2 seconds to 50% for 2 seconds. She's a little slower than she was on the test server when she jumps to a new shadow. People will take a long time to adjust to the character as people are still adjusting right now to Night Watch, so it will take some time. Last week we got the Mitsuji Kamata crossover that brought along the new event where you could get 3 different portraits, 3 different portrait frames, and 3 different graffitis along with some discount cards. How can we forget that in the store we could find the 3 skins for the crossover, the Sculptor skin, the Perfumer skin, and also the Prospector skin that had a 15% discount off for the first week. Make sure you get those before the next patch if you want to get them, because if not you won't get a discount. And if you logged in for this event you'd also get a 40% discount card that you could use on the part 3 skins. And since this is apparently the last part of the Mitsuji Kamata crossover, they also brought back part 1 and part 2, so all of those skins, all 4 of them, 2 of them from the first one and 2 of them from the second one also returned, and you could purchase them. We got a minor event that was a bit weird that they dropped it along because we had so many other things to do. We got the Dragon Boat Festival event where you could get a portrait frame and a portrait, only a small event, not too special. They added more emotes to the memory spheres. They brought the Lie Down, Shame, Cheer, Shout, Provoke emotes for tons of different characters that didn't have them in the memory spheres before. And they also added some standby motions including the Wait, Ready, Snooze, Demonstrate, and Look standby motions for different survivors and hunters as well. Let's talk about what we're getting this week because we got some exciting things coming out this week. This week we've got the Island of Summer Diaries event. It's a very cool summery themed event that I think a lot of people are looking forward to. It's going to give us quite a lot of good free rewards along with some new skins that you'll be able to purchase. The event will include event missions where if you complete them all you'll be able to receive the Mechanics A Tier accessory called Ocean's Whisper. As far as I can tell it makes your Mechanics doll wear kind of like some Hawaiian themed or traditional Hawaiian themed clothes, some flowers and some kind of leaves and stuff like that. It's quite a nice accessory. I was not expecting this kind of look on the doll at all. I was expecting maybe more oceany kind of water effects, but this is even better than I thought it would be. You'll also be able to get the B Tier skin for Cowboy called Island Tourist, and as far as I can tell we should also be able to get emotes for Dream Witch, Cowboy, and Enchantress themed around this event, room music, a shell carpet shaped furniture piece, an event portrait, and a portrait frame, along with some stickers possibly, and more rewards, probably including clues and fragments and all of those kind of stuff. I'm assuming there will be some type of currency that you'll get during the event where you'll be able to complete missions, get the thing, then spend them in the special event store. In the Spyglass store during this event they're also adding some new skins I'm assuming will only be available during the event, including the Dream Witch B Tier skin called Dreaming on the Beach and Mechanics B Tier skin Seascape Guide. Oh, and a dish as well. This next thing should be added to the game as well, but I don't know where it's going to be added. Will it be added to the store? Will it be added to the Spyglass store? Will it be added to multiple stores? Or will they be added to the specific furniture store? But they're adding some new furniture for this summer event. Some really fancy ones. I talked a little bit about them last week. One of them is a Dream Witch one that looks really cool. There's a surfboard and an anchor table. They all look really fantastic. So make sure you check those out. I'm assuming they might be echoes only, but hopefully they'll spread them out between different stores. So we'll be able to at least buy some for free. Hey, Phoenix from the future here. I made a mistake and just didn't mention something that was quite important with what's coming this week. This week we're also getting the Enchantress S Tier skin Tropical Holiday and the A Tier accessory Coastal Garland that will be released in the shop. You can buy them separately if you want to, but you can also get them in the Island Summer package. So yeah, yeah, I forgot to mention that. The effects are really nice. They have some flowery effects on the accessory and stuff. Let's go back to past Phoenix. This week, they're resetting the memory sphere's guaranteed skins and accessories that you can get. So that means if you got all of your guarantees since the previous reset, you'll now be able to guarantee something else. And I also expect to see Opera Singer being added to the store for purchase. Maybe she'll be added to some of the game modes. Maybe she'll be added to Duo Hunters and stuff like that. She does affect a lot of the map and adds these shadows around. I'm not sure if she'll be added to Duo Hunters mode. She might just stay a rank character. Usually her being added to rank is a week after she's released to the stores. Let's talk about what we're going to be getting from the future. NetEase has released a little bit of information about the new survivor Aeroplanist, at least what he is and what he isn't. We still don't know what his abilities are, but we kind of do now from what they've explained. They've given us information in a recent Q&A or in a live stream, I believe. They said this: the Aeroplanist's S costume was themed after his skills, so we assume flying. He can fly anytime he wants to, but not too high, or far enough that the hunter can't reach him. He can only fly in lower places where other survivors can also reach, and where survivors can't cross. So he'll be able to, as I understand, hover, but I'm very unsure to see what the benefit of flying is if he can only fly to places where other people can reach. Maybe he can just fly over walls for brief periods of time. Also, it says that he can fly anytime he wants to, so is there no cooldown on his ability? Very interesting indeed. I talked a lot about what's coming from the future last week, and I'm just going to brush over a lot of what's coming and the dates that we're getting everything. On July 13th, we're getting Season 27 Essence 2 that brings along the S Tier skin for Photographer, the A Tier skin for Psychologist, and the A Tier skin for Patient. Last week I said Gravekeeper, I was mistaken, I'm sorry about that. On July 20th, we're getting Gravekeeper's S Tier Anniversary package that brings along his S Tier skin. We still don't have a name for it as far as I can tell, and we're also getting his A Tier accessory that you can kind of see in the image is on his hip. At the back it kind of glows in an interesting color, unsure what it is. Again, on July 20th, we're getting Bloody Queen's Once skin called Promised Day that is like her wedding gown or something like that. It's a very interesting skin. We're getting Painter's Ivory Tower skin, Turpentine, on this day as well, or Turpentine, again I don't know how to pronounce it. And we're getting Doctor's Bamboo Guardian A Tier skin, along with the return of the little girl skin called Panda Friend. On July 27th, that will be a week after that is released, we're getting the new survivor. I'm assuming we're getting the new survivor on that day, called Aeroplanist, along with his S Tier skin and A Tier accessory that will be available in the store. So he's not going to be an Essence character. You'll be able to purchase him with your fragments and also your clues as well. So if you want to save up, now is the time to start saving up because you've got to do a lot of grinding if you want to get that skin. I'm assuming in the next week or so, maybe this week or next week, we should be able to see his abilities, and then that week we might even get him into the test server. I'm very interested to see what his abilities are, how much his flying ability is going to affect the game, if he's going to be valuable to play in a competitive team. On August 3rd, and a lot of people are excited about this, we're getting the Danganronpa V3 crossover, including lots of skins. We're getting A Tier skins for Prisoner, Novelist, Toy Merchant, and Acrobat. Prisoner is going to be a free skin, and we're also getting an S Tier skin for Journalist. As Aeroplanist is coming relatively soon, he's coming next month, and we're starting to think about if he's going to be a competitive character to play. Some people say he's going to be a decoder. If he's going to have the ability to fly, we assume he's going to be a kiter. Anyway, we do need to think about how competitive he is, and if you want to start playing competitive matches, then you should check out the videos on the screen right now where I got to interview a competitive player about playing competitively with your friends in Identity V.